You are listening to the Pacers Report with Mike Rich and John Robertson. Only on the Central Indiana Sports Report.
Welcome back, Pacers fans, to our weekly Pacers Report with our Pacers guy, Mike Rich, and our Fever/Pacers/NBA guy, John Robertson. Here to talk about your 1-13 Indiana Pacers, officially the worst record in the NBA. Early on, they were losing games, and they still look like a good basketball team. The last 6-7 games, Mike, this is not a good basketball team.
In their current state, they are not a good basketball team. I believe there is still potential. I think injuries are still the key issue here and just getting the right chemistry on the court. But this is not anywhere near the team we're used to seeing play for Indiana. Just disappointing.
Hey, John, I was thinking about this earlier today. I think this might turn out to be a win-win season. Every game they win is a sign of improvement with Siakam, Mathurin, Jackson, Nembhard, Nesmith. Every game they lose is closer to landing a potential franchise player, and man, there are going to be a ton of them in this draft. So, win or lose, there's good news, right?
I kind of was thinking that also. I think we haven't really seen what the team can do because we haven't had any games really with all the pieces except for the opening night. Whatever happens is fine. I don't think this team's as bad as their record shows. I just think haven't been able to play together. They just haven't been able to play together as a unit. Like they finally got Mathurin looked pretty decent tonight. So once he gets his feet under him, we'll be all right. And TJ's finally back, and Nembhard's finally back. So just give him some time to get back in the swing of it. I think we'll be okay, but if we lose and get a good draft pick, that's fine too. Because we all knew this season wasn't going to be a good season.
I didn't know that. You keep saying that, John. I didn't know that at all.
I've been saying that since the finals. Ever since Halliburton's out, I said next season is a wash.
I didn't think it was a wash this season.
You guys were saying we were going to get 50 wins and whatever before the season. I was like, y'all are nuts.
I said 47.
Oh, I think what did I say, 42?
Yeah. But I still contend that if the team plays as is, they are a 50-win team. But we'll never know. I don't think that's the goal anymore. I think the goal is to continue to improve this roster, to turn Mathurin into something valuable, and to get a nice draft pick and come back next year ready to turn it around, because 1-13, guys, isn't impossible to make the playoffs. But it sure is unlikely.
Mathurin looked pretty good for his first game back, though. Can we agree that he actually looked
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he's an elite scorer, man. No doubt about it.
He's played 3 games, and he's averaging close to 30 points a game. There's nothing wrong with Mathurin's game. Slow start tonight, but what we've seen from him, he's an elite scorer, and he can get better.
If you want to build your franchise around Benedict Mathurin and the way he plays his game, fine. I have no problem with that. That's certainly a way to go, because he can be that kind of guy. But this franchise isn't built around that. This franchise is built around moving the ball, Tyrese Halliburton. And I'm sorry, Benedict Mathurin doesn't fit that plan.
We need somebody that can rebound. We need somebody to rebound and make shots. I felt like Angel Reese was on the Pacers tonight during the fourth quarter. That's what it looked like. They just kept missing bunnies and then rebounding and missing again. I was like, are you kidding, guys?
They got outscored in the paint by probably 25,
easy
30 points.
They look terrible inside.
Just no inside presence whatsoever. Isaiah Jackson's playing, an all right game. It's not enough. You get 2 people that break 20, and you can't get anybody to get over 12. Anybody else. You're not going to win games like that. You're not going to win games when you're calling timeout and getting technical fouls because you run out of timeouts. 3 games in a row. So
That's probably never happened. Hey, this team's making history. I guarantee that's never happened.
I've never seen that before. Not 3 games in a row. 49 seconds into the game, you're calling timeout because you're concerned about your defense. That was the story of the rest of the game.
Pascal Siakam's looked great.
Yeah,
He's the real
does
deal.
look good. He's good.
You were right on that, Greg. This is probably the best season he'll have in his career.
Yeah, next season it's going to be even better. I
I
think
hope so.
when you throw this level of game, Pascal Siakam, and you combine it with Tyrese Halliburton, that's going to be fun next year.
And a top 3 draft pick.
Guys, I've been watching some college basketball. It's amazing how it happens when the Pacers are having a bad season. I watch a lot more college basketball, partly because I'm not obsessed with the Pacers and watching them 2 or 3 times, which I have typically done in my life. I've watched all the games over at least once because they're my team. Also, because of the talent in college basketball is going to be in the NBA pretty soon. And let me tell you guys, if you haven't been watching, there are 4 guys, and they are all exceptional basketball players, drawing comparisons to the all-time greats. I'm certain about all of them to differing degrees with different levels of ceiling. But if the Pacers can get a top 4 pick, and if they can get a first-round draft pick out of Mathurin or whatever they decide to do, and maybe even be able to move up, it changes the trajectory of this franchise for the next decade and a half. And if you haven't seen any of them, Darren Peterson from Kansas is incredible.
Booker from Duke.
Boozer from Duke is a 7-footer
Wow.
who has everything to his game. Diamante is not right, but at BYU is 6'9" and every bit of incredible. And maybe the best of all of them is Caleb Wilson from North Carolina, who has had an absurdly good start. And any of those 4 guys completely changes this franchise and gives them an opportunity they wouldn't have otherwise had. So
Go
do we
for
start
it.
to think that way?
Let's do it. As long as we don't take the guy from Duke, I'm happy. I just don't want anybody from Duke.
By the way, I like the draft pick of Ben Mathurin, but another option in that draft was Jalen Duren, and boy, is he good.
He had a good game tonight.
He is a good one. Very Bam Adebayo-like in his game, and I like it a lot. Pistons are good.
Pistons are really good, and they're deep. 3 of their starters are injured.
I think those might be additions by subtraction, partly. Not Cunningham, certainly, but the other guys, I'm not sure they even want them back, to be honest with you. Jaden Ivey and Tobias Harris. Because the future of that franchise...
Ivey doesn't even start, does he?
He did when he was playing, yes. Yeah. But the future of that franchise is without a doubt Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart, and whichever the Thompson twin is, who is incredible, who didn't play tonight either. Hold me now.
I'm trying back to the stuff that matters to me. I'm trying to decide which game to go to away this year. What do you guys think? I was thinking about picking up Philly and Boston in the same stretch. What do you think?
That would be an incredible trip, that's for sure. Especially if you're a U.S. historian. Can't do any better than that trip.
Yeah. Well, I think that's in December or March. I forget when it was, but
it's in March. That's probably a good time to go. December.
Yeah. I think there was a December Boston game, but it's like the 22nd. And I was like, do I want to drive to Boston or fly to Boston right around Christmas?
And probably not. That's although Boston at Christmas time would be pretty amazing.
That's all that matters to me right now in the Pacers
Absolutely.
season, because there's not much else going on. So trying to figure out which away games to go to if I get them cheap this year.
Yeah.
One thing we definitely need to be watching is the development of Jarace Walker. And Mike, it's not good, particularly when it comes to scoring. I believe he's the least efficient scorer in the NBA. And I was predicting this guy was going to make a leap, and was another reason I thought they were going to win 50 games. And it has not happened at all with the opportunity he's gotten. The good news is it looks like he's going to get plenty of opportunities to show whether he can play or not.
He's going to get plenty of opportunities, and there's not much left on the bench for him not to get the opportunities, but he isn't taking advantage of it. I think it might be too much for him right now, and I think a lot of it's got to do just with the rest of the team.
That's disappointing that it's too much for him right now. I just thought he'd be ready by now.
I think these losses are just adding up, and I think that's got to impact your mental psyche a lot and the chemistry on the team. And there's got to be some rumblings going around in that locker room. It's not all sunshine and rainbows in there. They're probably getting pretty frustrated, and who wouldn't? This is the worst start in franchise history after being in the finals less than 5 months ago, five months ago or whatever. But
I think that being in the finals is part of what's led to all these injuries. Honestly, I think the short off season just is catching up with everybody.
Oh, I agree. I think the short off season.
Oklahoma City's had 2 long runs in a row as well. It's not a reason people get injuries because they play more games. Michael Jordan played 3 finals in a row and was never injured. All this stuff makes no sense, that all of a sudden everybody's injured all the time. They used to play 82 games a year. They played back-to-back nights, 3 games in 4 nights, and nobody ever got injured.
Well, they also drank more beer and smoked cigarettes.
Well, maybe we need to go back to that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they need to drink more beer and smoke some cigarettes.
They're just
cigars. I do think they were sturdier because they weren't as maxed out on stuff. I think that just body types and the amount of, I just think the way they work out is different, which makes them more susceptible. I'm not saying they weren't tougher before. I do think they were tough and they played through it, but I'm just saying
there's not that much difference in toughness that it makes any sense that the injuries are the way they are now compared to what they used to be. Being tougher cannot be the equation. The level of toughness in humans over the last 40 years of our lifetime has definitely gone down, but not to that level where it makes sense to me. It just makes no sense to me. I don't understand why everyone in the NBA is injured. If both teams have a roster that's full, it's noteworthy.
There should be less injuries these days.
Every time I went to a Pacers game growing up, it was the entire lineup was in the game. Every time almost.
It's the beer. We'll just say it's the beer and move on.
The beer and cigarettes.
The beers, the partying.
Walker, game 1 this year, scored 13 points, shot 54%. Here are his shooting percentages since that game. 15, 25, 26, 46, 22, 47, 27, 43, 29, 12, 0, 22.
So he's averaging about under 30%.
He is shooting 29.3% for the year, and his 3-point shot looks like it has no chance.
It doesn't. And I was just adding those numbers up in my head and finding the average as you were putting them in. So I knew it was right at 30%. So I was a little bit off. Sorry about that.
All right, guys, as we close out, a winnable game on Wednesday with the Hornets coming to town before going to Cleveland, and then the return trip from the Pistons a week from Monday. Guys, some good news is the Milwaukee Bucks suck.
Giannis got injured tonight too, didn't he?
Oh man.
They are not good.
Yeah.
They are a really not good team, and I am enjoying it out of that.
Amen.
I love to watch sports, and I hate the Milwaukee Bucks. Thanks, guys.
I can't stand any of the Milwaukee teams.
All of them. And that includes the Madison team, too.
Thanks so much to Mike and John. Have a lot of fun talking Pacers with them. Of course, it's not as much fun as it was last year, but there's still a ton to watch and a lot of basketball left this season that we're looking forward to. And we'll be here every step of the way. We'll start having reactions to games more often going forward. And of course, the Pacers report every week. It'll start being Monday regularly, I'm sure, or Tuesday mornings. And thank you so much for listening. Please do us a huge favor. Share this podcast with a Pacers fan in your life and help spread the word that the Central Indiana Sports Report is here talking about what Central Indiana sports fans are talking about every single day. Thanks so much. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.